Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, where basically you guys want to talk about anything spoilerish, we can do that. As long as it's been out in the public, no sneak previews, anything like that. Um, Whatever you guys want to talk about. Let me take care of some business first and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you don't want to be notified, best thing to do is go and hit that bell down below. That's the YouTube notification button of what I'm supposed to be on, but obviously it doesn't work. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages like this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where those of you who still have Facebook can talk amongst each other and chat amongst yourselves. So, what do you guys want to talk about? I see there's one lurker out there. I know it's not me. So, I mean, trying to think of what I've been watching, which hasn't been a lot. I mean, I'm going to be talking about Arcane tomorrow, which is on Netflix. But um, what else is there? There isn't much out there at the moment. There really isn't. A lot of stuff's coming out at the end of this week on the 19th, of course. You got Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out, Wheel of Time, Cowboy Bebop, the live action version of Cowboy Bebop. Trying to think of what else is out there. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. I'm going to suspendedfanimation.com, taking a look at what's up there because I have what is coming out this week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hit Monkey's coming out Wednesday. Hawkeye's next week as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out this weekend. And Pepper agrees. She's fucking around with stuff down there. I don't know what she's doing at the moment. But yeah, there hasn't been anything new-ish to talk about. So anybody? Bueller? Am I just by myself here? Man. Oh, so not really kind of a spoiler alert thing, but it was kind of funny. I just saw something. Ridley Scott, who of course just did some movie about Gucci that Adam Driver's in, that in order to stir up controversy and of course publicity for that movie, he says superhero movie scripts are shit. And it's like, yeah, well, have you seen Prometheus? Have you seen your last couple of movies? Um, yeah. Philip A. Demick says, I spend most of my time watching YouTube, some Twitch, and anime. I'm still hooked on the Rusty Nail show. Keith Hamilton says, did anyone watch Foundation? Heard it was a snore fest. Yes, I think Apple Crow was the one that actually watched it and said it was like two different stories happening at the same time. One that was a good story or one that was a bad story, is what he was saying. I believe it was Apple Crow or Morks. It was one of the two that were watching it. I know Keith Hamilton was watching it. Oh, no, Keith, you just mentioned it. You weren't watching it, or you were talking about it. That's what it was. I haven't watched anything Apple, quite honestly, on Apple. What is it called? Apple TV Plus or Apple Plus TV or Apple TV Plus. That's it. I just haven't had any desire to, quite honestly. That whole Finch movie, the one with Tom Hanks, I was like, yeah, that's great. See, I had no desire to see it. Yeah, Foundation seemed a little shaky to me. These puns are just as bad. Oh, you know what I did see? I did see Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus, and oh wow, that was not good. I mean, it was okay, but it was Pirates of the Caribbean, only done on Amazon is really what it was. I was like, all right. When will the next season of Doom Patrol be out? That's a good question, Philip. I know they've been greenlit, so most likely it's going to be summertime or not summertime. Probably the end of the year of next year again is what we're looking at. If it holds true to how they've been doing this, Titans will come out first, spoiling a lot of, basically spoiling a lot of appetites and things like that. And then Doom Patrol will come out about midway through Titans run and save us from that whole thing. But yeah, Jungle Cruise was just horrible. I mean, just fucking horrible. I mean, bad CGIs, stuff. Oh, I'm trying to think what else. The story was just crap too. Is Timothy Dalton returning? I don't think he is, Keith. Uh, he could be. I don't know. I'm wondering how they're going to do that. How they're going to bring Niles Calder back. If they do that well, they do have a time machine, so they do have a time machine. That could be how they bring Niles Calder back. That would make sense. I mean, everyone could ride inside of Cliff, who's now a giant robot. Yeah. They could probably bring a lot of people back at that point. I did also watch No Time to Die as well. Speaking of James Bond, and I wasn't too impressed with it. Yeah. Yes, there was a whole bunch of nods to all these past films, all in all of the James Bond lore, if you will, throughout this movie. Um, but it just didn't seem like the Daniel Craig Bond. It seemed like they were almost kind of trying to go almost Roger Moore-ish in some respects, then also a little Sean Connery-ish in some respects, and they kind of failed at both. I do like that they actually kind of mixed in on Her Majesty's Secret Service the line about we've got all the time in the world, and of course the original song we've got all the time in the world. So that was actually kind of cool, but the rest of it was just garbage. Keith Hamilton says Michelle Gomez was good. Yes, Michelle Gomez is pretty much good in anything that she's in. I did like her as Madame Rouge, although I wanted her to be a bit more evil than what she was. She just didn't seem evil enough for me. On the other hand, Rita was actually pretty fucking evil. I mean, she boiled the brain alive. She actually crossed the line and killed somebody, even though he probably should have been dead anyway, but still. I mean, you can argue that about all of them. I didn't rewatch Shang-Chi. I actually want to do that and take a look at it so I can actually see the movie this time around. Yeah, I don't want Dwayne Johnson to be the next James Bond. No thanks. Yeah. He's not a good choice. I mean, I know people threw out Idris Elba. That could be okay. I mean, I like Idris Elba. He's pretty good. Um, there's been other people that names have been tossed out, and I'm like, well, I don't know. And I know they keep saying, "Oh, well, how about James Bond being a woman?" It's like, no, no, no. So I've read a good majority of the James Bond. I think there's only 2 Ian Fleming novels I haven't read. You Only Live Twice is actually my favorite Ian Fleming novel for James Bond. But yeah. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is actually really good though too. And yes, I know everyone talks about the George Lazenby. So for the longest time, the George Lazenby movie was my favorite of the James Bond movies. I know I got a lot of shit for that. But yeah, I actually really dug that. So, um, Philip says I haven't watched the Book of Boba special yet. Has anyone? No, I didn't know there was anything out there for that. Oh, was that the Disney Plus one? The 5 minute teaser? Because I haven't seen that. I mean, I saw parts of it, when they're introducing the Marvel stuff, but that's about it. I mean, I'm kind of worried about Moon Knight, to tell you the truth, after watching Oscar Isaac's portrayal there. Um, yeah, I couldn't tell if he was doing campy or if he was doing there was just not enough there to see how he was doing it, and it came off kind of a little campy, is what it came off to me anyway. And I'm hoping that's not the case. Whereas the She-Hulk one actually came off as really campy, and that's supposed to be campy like that, and I liked it. Although it did seem a little cheesy though at the same time. They need to, tamp down the cheese factor a bit and go for the campy. Keith Hamilton says Moonraker is the best James Bond movie. Fight me. Uh no, I gotta say that's not the one. I mean, come on, Dr. Goodhead. Oh man. No, somebody was not trying when they were coming out with names on that one. Um Actually the worst line in any James Bond movie comes from Pierce Brosnan's James Bond when what's her name? Denise Richards, who's named Christmas Jones or something like that, or I can't remember. Her name was Christmas, is what it was. And they're in bed, it's near the end of the movie, and he says, and she wants to have sex again. And he goes, I thought Christmas only came once a year. And I was like, oh my God, really? Really, Bond? Really? That's just a fucking horrible, horrible line. Pierce Brosnan is not my favorite Bond, by the way. So I know he's a lot of people's favorite Bond. He's not my favorite Bond. I would put Woody Allen up over Pierce Brosnan. Yes, and Woody Allen did play James Bond. And you can fight me on that one. How about that? Uh, so yeah, going back to the whole what's his face? Ridley Scott talking about superhero movie scripts being shit. And it's like, yeah, they're not supposed to be Oscar award winning things. They're supposed to entertain people. They're not everyone's going out for an Oscar every single time. Some people make movies to entertain people. Some things that Ridley Scott kind of forgot about a long time ago is that movies are there to entertain people, not just for award seasons. So, yeah, they are not there for winning a Pulitzer Prize for writing either at that point. But again, like I said, he's essentially going down the whole Martin Scorsese route. Is that my film is not getting enough press, so let me do something controversial, and I'll get more press for my movie that no one wants to see anyway, until it comes out on like Amazon Prime or HBO Max or something like that. Which I think it's going to come out on HBO Max before anything else. Everything's coming out within like 3 months of theaters anyway. So yeah, I'm all for just actually kind of I mean, Spider-Man Far From Home, I'm probably gonna see in the theater just because, it's Spider-Man Far From Home. Um, but yeah, I'd rather watch it at home, quite honestly. Philip Ademic says I wanted Clive Owen to play Bond back when he was playing King Arthur. We got a blonde Gremlin instead. I don't know what a Gremlin is, Philip. Gremlin? Is that what you're saying? I like Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig is at least in the first, 3 James Bond movies, is the most accurate, James Bond. I mean, Timothy Dalton is close as well, but a lot of people didn't like Timothy Dalton's portrayal of Bond, and that was mainly because of the storylines, I think. I still remember that first one, The Living Daylights, a young Benicio del Toro is in there as a villain. He's one of the henchmen. He looks so different. I mean, just so different. It's creepy. But I mean, I grew up in the Roger Moore era, of course, so I liked Roger Moore too. I mean, his Bond was campy, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I like Sean Connery as well. I like all the Bonds, really, I do. Except for Brosnan. Brosnan's for some reason just I didn't like. Sorry, I'm just trying to find out what that noise is. Huh, okay. Did anything on Disney Plus interest me, Philip? Yeah, the entire Marvel lineup, quite honestly. Everything that they're gonna have for the Marvel lineup. I'm hoping that Marvel Zombies, the animated Marvel Zombies show, is actually gonna take from the comic rather than the What If episode. 'Cause I said this on Saturday, during Saturday Morning Blast Off, that, the comic actually the characters, the heroes that turn into zombies in the comic actually retain their intellect, so they know that they've changed, and they are trying to not actively eat people, but the hunger is so great in them that they actually give into the hunger, and they end up becoming evil, if you will, at that point. And, it's a better storyline that way than just having them be mindless eating machines that have superpowers. So, and again, Robert Kirkman was involved in all of that. Miss Marvel looks like it's gonna be fun. She-Hulk, I'm definitely looking forward to as well. Like I said, I really She-Hulk's one of my favorite characters. Um, Secret Invasion looks like it's gonna be interesting and fun. Moon Knight, if they don't fuck it up, which, like I said, I'm kind of worried about Moon Knight. The I Am Groot is going to be for kids more than anything else. I'll still watch it, but yeah, I know what that's going to be like. Werewolf by Night next Halloween looks like it's going to be good. Um, of course, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is coming up at the next month. We just don't know when it's supposed to be coming out. Um, I'm trying to think what else that was. Huh. I'm trying to think of what else is coming out. Now I'm blanking on it. So yeah. The non-Marvel stuff, of course, like I'll take a look at Zootopia, see what Zootopia is like. Um, that's really about it. I mean, the Baymax one doesn't really thrill me all that much, even though that's technically a Marvel series. Yeah, that's about all I got on that. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to figure out what the fuck that noise was. I think it was my neighbor doing some weird shit next door. So, happens from time to time. What about you guys? What are you looking forward to on any of the Disney Plus stuff? Oh, that's right, the Obi-Wan. When is Obi-Wan coming? It's that is fall of next year, most likely, or summertime of next year. Summer or fall, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Obi-Wan. stuff because that's actually going to bring in the Inquisitors because he's supposed to be on the run from Jedi Hunters, which of course is going to be the Inquisitors. And then rumor is that the Fallen Order, the video game, the Padawan who gets turned into an Inquisitor in the game, who is hunting you, um, she's actually going to be the one that's hunting Obi-Wan. So yeah, which will be fucking badass, quite honestly. I want to see a live action Inquisitor. And yes, The Witcher next month. I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out. Lost in Space, the final season is coming out next month. I'm looking forward to that. The trailer actually looked really good. Um, God, what else is there? I've still got that up there. Hawkeye, of course, is coming out next week. The Expanse, the final season of The Expanse comes out next month. Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett, of course. Cobra Kai season 4. Looking forward to that too. Peacemaker on HBO Max. I'm even looking forward to that to see what kind of silliness is going to be involved in that. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, this is probably one of the best times to be a geek and be alive, quite honestly. There is just so much stuff coming out and good stuff too. I mean, well written things, despite what Ridley Scott says. I mean, Doom Patrol, I still say is one of the best written superhero shows that's out there. I mean, granted, last season, season 3 wasn't the best of the 3 seasons, but it still wasn't bad. uh Philip says I'm only interested in Boba Fett, Ahsoka, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Pixar flick. Which Pixar flick are you looking forward to? Encanto, the one that's coming out next month? I saw the trailer for that one. It looked interesting, but I was like, I can wait till that comes out on Disney Plus in, a month or 2, 3. Yeah, I'm finding that the Pixar movies, they're really not something I need to go and see in the theater anymore. They're really not. They just don't seem like they have the storylines there anymore. And I think that's just because they lost a lot of people. I think a lot of people have moved on and gone someplace else. They listed 10. I only like one. Okay. Yeah, I mean Netflix is also just piling on stuff. Of course we got Squid Game season 2 coming out. Has anyone seen Red Notice, the Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, Gal Gadot movie? I haven't seen it yet. It's there. I've seen it, but I just haven't watched it yet. I still have to watch the next 3 episodes of Arcane, episodes 4, 5, and 6 before I actually cover them tomorrow. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. The animation on it is just a little bit weird on Arcane. I know it's trying to be video gamey. It's actually done from the video game company, but yeah. Hey, how can DC characters be mentioned in a Marvel movie because they're part of pop culture, Raymond? Pretty easy. I mean, same thing like DC has mentioned, Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America, stuff like that. They both mention each other because it's all pop culture stuff. You don't want to see another Frozen or Tangled? Well, you don't like musicals? No, I don't blame you. Yeah. Exactly, Raymond. Sort of like Coke. You know, Batman and Superman, the names have been out there for over 80 years now at this point. Wonder Woman, you know. I believe Wonder Woman's what, 75 years, somewhere around there. Spider-Man now is what is it, 1963? So what is that, 57, 58 years, somewhere around there. Um, so you're looking at these things that are long in the tooth that are part of pop culture, and yeah, let it go. Yeah. You know what she's actually saying when she says "let it go," right, Keith? She's like, just fuck off, is what she's saying. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I luckily have never heard the song in its entirety, and so I don't get it stuck in my head, unlike some people when you mention that song. It's kind of like the Baby Shark song too. I've never heard that, but all I have to say is Baby Shark to some people, and it's in their head. Kind of like what's happening right now to some of you out there. You're welcome. Um, yeah. There's just a lot of stuff that's coming out in the next year here. Just in the next couple, just in the next month and then the next year as well. Hey, Mr. Roboto. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of stuff. Yeah, you're a bit late, Mr. Roboto. I'm gonna be actually winding things down here fairly soon. Why? Because I've run out of stuff and I'm tired. It's a work night. So did anyone see Chappie 2? I actually talked about that earlier, Raymond. I was like, nah, I haven't seen anything from Apple TV, TV Plus, Apple Plus, whatever it is, Apple. I haven't watched anything from that. And the thing is, I don't hear anything. It's kind of like you hear that the show comes out on the Apple channel, and then you don't hear anything about it afterwards. There's like no buzz about it, nothing. It just kind of dies and goes out into the ether and dies, or just disappears. No one ever hears from it again. Whereas stuff from Netflix you hear about, stuff from Disney Plus you hear about, stuff from HBO Max you hear about out in the news, things like that. Stuff from Hulu you hear about, Amazon Prime, but nothing from Apple. It just kind of disappears as soon as it comes out. And that's what just kind of makes me wonder if Apple, you know, really knows what they're doing with that channel. Raymond says Foundation was cerebral, but I liked it for better, far better than Dune. All right. Yes, Mr. Roboto, season 4 has been greenlit a long time ago. Keith Hamilton says from the Who Gives a Fuck department, Star Trek Discovery starts. Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, speaking of channels that no one really cares about, the Star Trek Plus, I mean, Paramount Plus channel. Um, yeah. Yeah. I Discovery, I have no interest in. Picard, I watched that first season. It was just laughable. Um, Now they have that, what is it? Lower Decks, which I watched a couple episodes of that and I just couldn't get into it. Um, and then they have what is the kid one, where they find like an old Voyager ship or something like that, and they're trying to, I don't know. That just looks boring. Raymond says I'm gonna press delete on that news. Yeah. I do not have a plus channel coming in. That takes way too much money. Prodigy, thank you, Keith Hamilton. Yeah, that's the name of it. Star Trek Prodigy. They should have just called it Star Trek Proctology. That's pretty much what they're trying to do is jam enough Star Trek up our ass to see if someone's gonna bite. And a lot of them have, but still, yeah. Did I watch Blade Runner Lotus? I did not. I heard about it. Yeah, that's what I heard was that it was really bad, and I kind of saved myself from it. And also, it was tied to the Dennis Villeneuve movie, which was just bad enough on its own. So I didn't need any more repeats of that. See, that's the thing is, with all the good stuff that we have to endure some bad stuff as well. Like Zack Snyder, Dennis Villeneuve, things like that. Um, Raymond says, "Are you going to get membership soon? I keep having trouble with Patreon." Yeah, actually, don't bother with the Patreon, Raymond. Just cancel that Patreon. I'm honestly not going to be doing Patreon. When I have more time, which is going to be at the end of this year, I'm going to start, of course, doing stuff that I need to do for the channel here. It's all about time management, which I had none of this year. Starting a new job, all that stuff. So yeah, it was yeah. I am planning stuff. It's just, like I said, it's only me. I work full time and I need to have some kind of semblance of a life. That's why I'm not doing anything on Sunday of this, coming weekend. Trying to have a day off here and there. So, with that said, I'm actually going to let you guys go. What else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be the Netflix animated series Arcane, which is based off of League of Legends, the video game. Um, Wednesday, I'm going to be off. Thursday, I'm going to be off. And then Friday will be episode 1 of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. I know they're dropping the first 3 episodes. Saturday will be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any of the genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. And then Saturday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing episodes 2 and 3 of Wheel of Time. Yeah. So that's how it goes. And then, of course, Sunday I'll be off, and then Monday we roll back around again to spoiler alert. So I could hire someone to manage the channel, Mr. Roboto, with what money? Yeah, that costs money, Mr. Roboto, and no, I'm not in this for money, quite honestly. I'm just in this to really just talk about shit that I like. Is really what it is. So when I get to do stuff, I get to do stuff. So yeah, I'm not hiring somebody to do that. Fingers crossed it's good. Are you talking about Arcane or the Wheel of Time? Oh, Wheel of Time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've honestly the only thing I know about Wheel of Time is I've seen the books in bookstores sitting on the sci-fi shelves for 40 some odd years, somewhere around there. I think, yeah, it's been about 40 years that I've seen those books just sitting there on the shelves. I've never read any of them. And I kind of know what it's about just from the trailer, but that's about it. So I'm going to go into this just completely fresh, open minded. I like Rosamund Pike. So she's a great actress. I think she's a underrated actress. If you ever get a chance on Amazon Prime, she did the Marie Curie movie, which was great. Actually, she played Marie Curie. That was good. Dr. Brain, any good? Who is Dr. Brain? I don't know what that is, Philip. Sorry. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody joining me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in this rambly video. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again on tomorrow. I had to think about that for a second. So until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may be at a loss for what to say during a YouTube channel, podcast because hey, it's during a work week and my brain is just kind of fried at the moment. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care. Get those vaccine shots, get those flu shots as well, because it looks like it's going to be a nasty one this year. Wear those masks and stay safe out there, everybody. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care. Have a good night.